Hello lovelies, and welcome to a mixed media scrapbook video today. In the spirit of the spooky season, I am scrapping some Halloween pictures from last year, mostly because at the time I hadn't printed any Halloween photos from this year, but I did have some that I've been wanting to do. So these are our pumpkin carving photos, or some of our pumpkin carving photos. We like to carve a jack-o'-lantern every year, and I am starting with some distress ink. So I was just swatching out, seeing which color I would prefer. I had, funnily enough, carved pumpkin and what's the other one? Spiced marmalade. Of course, I went with the carved pumpkin. It was just the perfect shade of orange. So I'm using the packaging smushy technique, whatever you call it, to just get down some color on my background. I marked where my photos are going to be so I could know roughly how wide I wanted my area. And then because it's distress ink, I've decided to put some water down and just to get some distress happening in there. And then I did want some splatters, and I don't have a lot of distress sprays, so I just added a bit of water to my piece of acetate and then just dribbled it on my background, and that is how I managed to get my little splatters. I love this stencil. I've been wanting this stencil for so long, and I was finally able to get my hands on it. And it's little jack-o'-lantern faces. Now, if there's ever a more perfect layout for this, yes, I did go looking for photos so I could specifically use these products. I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew I had the photos, so I went and printed them off just for this. I love this stencil. It's fabulous. I'm using what am I using? I am using a archival black soot. It is water resistant. It's archival ink, and so it works really well because I wasn't sure what else I was going to add to this, but the fact that I have distress in the background, which is water reactive, I wanted to make sure I had a permanent ink on top. So I've got my jack-o'-lanterns. Now, normally with my mixed media layouts, I stop here, but I really didn't want to. I've been wanting to build on my layers a bit. So, gotta have some black splatters, bringing in some of that black into the splattered background. I think I overdo it a little bit with the black, but hey. But yes, I did want to add more to my mixed media layout. So I decided to get a stamp happening. Now, again, you've heard me say it in art journal pages, mixed media pages are the same, they go through a hot mess stage. This is where I'm at. So I'm just using a random background stamp that I have. I have a lot of mark making stamps. I love collecting mark making stamps. And this one I just felt went really well. It's just I couldn't even describe what it is, like a scribble with some stars happening. But as you can see, when I put my photo down, it sort of just brings it all together. It doesn't look as hot messy, if that's even a word. But yeah, the photo, remember, a background is a background because it's in the background. That sounds redundant, I know, but don't worry so much about your background if you think you've hit that hot mess stage. When you put your photo down and then start to embellish, it all really comes together. Adding some more stamping with some stars because, well, I just wanted a bit more stamping, a bit more black in there. And yeah, I've put some washi tape up in the top and the bottom because I do like to have, with my clusters of embellishments, a little focal point, and I just like having an anchor at the top and the bottom. I'm trying to branch out with my layouts a bit so they're not just all smack in the middle. I really hate that you can't see. Oh no, you can. Good. Right down the bottom. No, you can't. Right down the bottom there. So I've got some washi tape down the bottom and up the top. I have been collecting Halloween themed things, so I have my Halloween stash in a box, and I went through all that to get things out for this. Now, these stickers, I got them a couple of years ago. I don't even know where I got them or what for, but again, they're perfect for this layout. The rule of 3 says I should have 3 on the page, but I just couldn't find anywhere else to put the third. So I have one on the left here. Oh, I actually end up moving that because it interferes with where I want to put a jack-o'-lantern. And I have one down the bottom near my cluster where my washi tape is down the bottom, but you can't see right down the bottom. You can in the photos, but yeah, I really need to work something out with my frame. So with my title, you saw that I had that eek. Now I have a bunch of pre-made titles in my stash. I wanted ew, so I thought I could just add a W to this, but I didn't have the right font. But then I saw these black glitter ones and I thought these would work quite nicely. So I've got ew, and I was actually going to attach it to the photo where my husband is pulling out the insides of the pumpkin. But, you know, things got a little different to what I had planned, but I still do love how it turns out. I have bumped up my photo on a little bit of craft foam, which I did forget to mention. But yeah, so I'm going with Ew Pumpkin Guts. So I thought it was a pretty good theme. With my alphas, these were actually some I got from Kmart a couple of years ago, and I bought 2 packets, and I've still managed to have a couple. So I was able to do my title. So yes, Ew Pumpkin Guts. And then it's got some little arrows on it too that I just felt helped embellish, and it's just pointing to the pumpkin. And then now I'm going to get some of my embellishments happening. So like I said, I went through all of my Halloween themed things, and I have been collecting these stickers from Temu. I love the Temu stickers. They make wonderful embellishments. You can either stick them straight to the page, or you can put them on some cardstock and cut them out. I stick them straight to the page because they work for me. Now, as you saw, I was trying to put a pumpkin up where the jack-o'-lantern head is, but it didn't work. In the end, I do decide to move it because I feel that having another cluster on that side of the photo really helps draw your eye around the page with the clusters that I have happening. So I go jack-o'-lantern crazy. I have a lot of jack-o'-lanterns in my stash, a lot of puppy stickers, enamel stickers. So I try to not go too overboard with them. This is where you can see I'm like, yes, this would work. So I need to move. Thankfully, it came up really easy. It's one of those clear stickers, and it didn't rip my page or anything. So I'm going to put my jack-o'-lantern here, and then I'm going to put the jack-o'-lantern face up the top here. So I still keep it all in there, and it still helps draw your eye around. It does sort of look like it's floating a bit, but it just looks like I've stenciled or something in the background. So it just gives my background a bit more interest. But yes, now I'm working on my other cluster and just finishing off with a few little sprinkly bits here and there, and that's it for my layout. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a long time since I've done a mixed media layout, but I really did have a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. Back real soon. Bye.